Hello everyone who is tuning in. I am Ranudhi Kumaradu and welcome to Cutting Edge 2022. Throughout the years, IIT has housed a countless number of students pursuing their degrees in different pathways. While they studied at IIT, they dazzle brightly. Even after graduating and leaving, they shine brightly in their own industries and getting nearer and nearer to achieving their dreams. So today, we are here to talk about a much recognized force, the alumni of IIT. So, we are inviting all the final year students that are still unregistered alumni who are watching the Cutting Edge 2022 to log in to the alumni portal, which is a virtual meeting place for all alumni via alumni.iit.ac.lk to reminisce your university days with other friends while having more details about the events organized by fellow alumni and your dear mentors. While watching the following short video, please feel free to be part of the alumni at the portal, and I urge you all to explore the portal.
I'm Ashara Fonseca. I graduated in 2010 in Information Systems with Business Management offered by University of Westminster. I currently work at Yenlo. I'm in IT sales, and Yenlo is a Dutch technology provider that specializes in middleware technology, cloud, and professional services. So IIT laid a great foundation for my career. The knowledge that I have received has helped me a lot in terms of understanding technology, trends in the market, and solutions that we sell and promote to customers. And outside of that, things like teamwork, collaboration, communication has also has also helped me a lot in terms of professional growth and career growth. So talking about fond memories, I've met some of my best friends at IIT, and we still continue to maintain those friendships. It's been 12 years since I graduated, but we still meet up, still have a good time and talk and all that. And during my 4 years at IIT, we've done events like Stagecraft, sports meets, and organized charity events. So being here, this lobby brings back a lot of memories from the past, because we used to hang out here a lot, especially whenever we have breaks from lectures. Instead of going to the common room or wherever, or the canteen, we would just spend a lot of time here and actually get scolded. For me, IIT alumni has been a great professional network. I'm in sales, so it's important for me to build my own portfolio of contacts, and this professional circle has people from different domains with different levels of expertise. And also, I use this network to create and find new opportunities, business, personal, and career opportunities. I've helped my previous employers like WSO2, Linear 6, to hire new staff, and IIT hires have always met expectations or even exceeded, so they've been great. And also, when it comes to the IT market right now, currently the IT market in Sri Lanka as well as globally, it's short-staffed, so it creates a lot of great opportunities for IT graduates, and the IIT alumni is able to open up doors for anyone who's looking out right now to get into these organizations and explore these new opportunities, not just in Sri Lanka, but also worldwide. When it comes to values, I believe in giving back to the institute. The IIT alumni helps us to connect and be in touch with the university staff and students, and provide them mentorship, coaching, guidance that they need. So the IIT alumni, as a bunch of professionals, can give a lot of practical advice and practical guidance to students who are entering the industry and help them meet and understand their employers' expectations. If you haven't joined the alumni network, if you're part of the alumni, please join the circle, because you can gain a lot. You can talk to senior alumni and get advice, get help, and also explore opportunities that's out there. Finally, I must say that I'm happy and honored to be part of this community. It's a great professional circle, and I hope to see more activity and more involvement from alumni in this network, so that we can also engage more and help the university, help the students, and also the community.
Hi, I'm Rajiv Silva. I'm from the class of 2005. I graduated in 2005 in Information Systems from the University of Manchester Metropolitan. I'm currently serving as the CEO of Azent Technologies and as a board director. It's a joint venture with DEMO, a joint venture between Innovation 360 and DEMO. I'm also the co-founder of Innovation 360 and a current board director. My initial memory of informatics was when I walked in through the doors here at informatics. My mother was not too far behind me, and I was quite excited as I walked in. I saw a few familiar faces, those who were with me at St. Joseph's, and also I saw quite a few faces that I really wanted to get to know. So day one itself made me feel like I've come to the right place. And back then, Informatics Institute was a place in demand. I very clearly remember Dr. Gamini Wickramasinghe, even to date, how he used to tell that there were times when he had to stay outside of the country for extended periods simply because the demand was so great and he did not want to face anybody in disappointing them. So I think not only back then, even now it's a place where everybody still wants to line up to join. And day one itself, when I started lectures, I remember not only making friends with those who I knew, but also new people who to date I'm good friends with, all of whom I think back then we saw ourselves having fun throughout our lives. But when I now look around, most of those who I was with are doing very well in their organizations, either having started their own companies or at very senior levels in other multinational organizations. Some of the fondest memories are those which I can go on record, some of which I can't, and those that I can't go on record, I'm happy to share it with you during alumni networking sessions. But some of the ones that I can share with you, I can remember very vividly the times when we were doing assignments, and some of us had to burn a lot of midnight oil in trying to do these projects. It wasn't easy because some of us used to, as a habit, start at the last moment, but somehow made sure that we did our assignments on time. And that also gave me the confidence in knowing that even now, that if I am faced with a challenge, that I can actually work as a team, not only running this company with my other senior leadership team members, but also being part of certain projects where I have to be part of a team and making sure that we have confidence to know that we can deliver no matter how challenging the task is. And another time I remember, IIT is placed in a very nice location with a lovely view, and it's just next to the beach, and being an island nation, having the institute located just next to the beach is, I think, a great blessing. Not only because after a long day's work, series of lectures, you get to unwind outside watching the sunset with your friends and just relaxing a little bit. So some of us would walk over to the beach, spend a bit of time networking with each other and having a good fellowship before we go home. Though some of us back then maybe wanted to get home much earlier than what we used to, I still remember making great friends and whom I'm very close to even now. Another such memory was the time when we did Cutting Edge. I think Cutting Edge exhibition happens on an annual basis, and it's something that I very clearly remember back then Cutting Edge was held at BMICH in that year, and not only did I get a chance to present my own project which was based on AI, but I also remember helping my fellow colleagues set up their own projects. And it was a team effort, and we all took pride in the fact that our projects were being presented to a wider community. When the CEOs and CIOs or CTOs of other companies would walk in and show interest in our projects, we were quite excited. Though it was meant to be a very serious affair, I think we all took time to also unwind and enjoy and be in good spirits. And today I see a lot more students taking part in Cutting Edge, and I feel it's a great it's a great event where a lot of students and their ideas get presented, and a lot of companies out there come to see the talents of students at IIT. One of the things that I'm really proud of is the time that I came back to informatics in taking over as the Chief Operating Officer for Informatics International. As you know, Informatics Group consists of several companies, one of which is Informatics International. It's software arm. It has over 200 engineers, and it has solutions that are deployed around the world. Some of these products that are deployed around the world, as a country we must be proud of, because not only do we have products that help on telecommunications and insurance at Informatics International, but also certain products that are deployed to protect the borders of other countries, namely Sri Lanka, Mauritius, Fiji, to name a few. Informatics International to me was an extension of IIT, because most of the people who used to work at Informatics International, which is long history, were from Informatics Institute itself. The managing director himself, a past alumni and a very close friend of mine. It was great coming back and serving as Chief Operating Officer, because it not only gave me a time to contribute back to this great group, but also it gave me great satisfaction in knowing that the chairman, who always walked the talk, knew exactly the kind of quality of people that he produces here at IIT, who are capable of taking over such big roles. And during my years in the industry, I think one of the times I was most satisfied was the time I spent at Informatics International. Not only did I have a friend in Iran who was a managing director, but I also enjoyed working with quite a few alumni who were working at Informatics International. From my recollection, I think one of the projects that stand out most to me from IIT is its InfoScholars program. I think most of you are familiar with InfoScholars. It's a 5-year program where they select a number of students through a competitive exam, and they are given a 5-year scholarship where they can not only learn, but they also get a chance to work and learn. So that was a very useful program that was there from the 1990s. When I look at it, I feel that's one of the strongest programs that any university has deployed to date, because for me, not only in my current company, but in other companies where I've led the companies or held senior positions, I had a lot of InfoScholars students who would come and work for us. The 3 benefits that I can strongly relate to in no particular order would be the fact that you're getting someone who's quite capable, because InfoScholars program gets to select the best of the best, I feel. And some of these students who come into the program stay with you for 5 years. And during the 5 years, some students start contributing in the first year itself, and some in the second year. Most of them by end of second year would start contributing back to the company. And I think when you have students who are joining your culture, especially from the fact that they are not from any other culture, so they are untainted in a way, they fit right into your culture, and you can groom them to make sure that they reflect the values that your company would aspire to. That's been a great strength for me, because getting people to fit into the culture with the right attitude on day one has been a great benefit that I've seen in the past. And secondly, I think the fact that most of them do stay on for beyond 5 years, whether in whatever the company that they're working for, they tend to stay on for a lot longer, because they do have something called loyalty, which they start to reflect in what they do. And the third thing that I see is most of them end up showing a lot more maturity at a very young age. So you get a bunch of guys working for you if they are InfoSchool who are quite young but also very experienced and very mature. So when you put all these ingredients together, you get a benefit which I think is unparalleled. Being part of the alumni, I feel sometimes as an employer you also get the benefit of being able to recruit certain people who you can relate to. So Alumni Association itself has so many people who are either looking for jobs or who are trying to provide jobs. So for me as an employer at the moment, there are a lot of vacancies in my organization. So sometimes when you are looking for certain types of people with certain types of qualities, I tend to turn to the alumni first, and more often than not I've been blessed with finding the right type of candidate. And I think most organizations can get this benefit because especially if you're part of the alumni, it has really helped. Whilst personally I do not have any personal preference, I felt the kind of values that informatics students bring has really helped contribute towards building a good culture in my organization. So alumni network is not only for official matters, but sometimes it also helps in your personal matters as well. Sometimes the alumni network extends beyond the corporate setup. It goes into various areas, sometimes government sector and certain other private sector institutions, where sometimes personally if you need some help, some advice, you can turn to someone in the alumni association. So being part of the alumni is not only for your professional matters but also for your personal matters. You have the alumni network that spans across different industries, different areas. So sometimes when you are looking for some advice, you have someone in the group, in the alumni association that you can reach out to. You might not directly know them, but if you speak to a friend, I'm sure you'd be able to find someone else in the network who can assist you with certain personal matters. Alumni association is not only for professional matters, it also helps with your personal matters. I believe having a network that spans across different industries, different areas of expertise, helps you sometimes to even get advice where it matters. So I believe this network is not only for your business related matters, but sometimes personally, if you need that friend to advise you on something which you might not be able to get in a professional network, this is the network for you to be part of. It's also important that we give back to IIT. IIT has been contributing in many ways to our professional and personal lives, from the time we graduated, from the time when we were students, to the time that we found employment, to even now when we are the employer, sometimes coming back and trying to recruit from informatics. I think it's also important that we give back and not only take. One of the ways in which I contribute is by making myself available for certain events, certain projects, certain assignments which I'm called to contribute towards. And for me, it does have a return thereafter, because by contributing towards this network and making sure that they maintain the quality of their network allows me to come back later and use those benefits. So if we have a strong network of people in the alumni, help guide the young alumni to achieve greatness, we definitely can come back and get the benefits that are created by a strong network. So I request everybody who's in the alumni to take part in this alumni association network, get to know people and give back to IIT and the alumni. IIT has a great alumni relations office, I think led by Varuna. Whenever something is happening, he not only keeps us informed, but I personally feel sometimes when I need to get some information about what's happening at informatics or certain events that are being held, he's always just one phone call away. For me, that's a great strength, because as I kept saying throughout this little chat, not only having access to the network but also having someone coordinating it is equally important. So I must thank the Alumni Relations Office in conducting these type of projects, these type of interviews and certain other events. And I look forward to a lot more events being held by the Alumni Association, because I feel after 2 years, when most of us have experienced the lockdown, which is far beyond what any of us expected, and being social creatures, we all would like to get together with our friends, not only with the ones who we know, but also get to know new people. So I think we are social creatures after all. So I am looking forward to a lot more events organized by the Alumni Association of Informatics. Alumni Association also helps mentor young graduates, those who are joining the Alumni Association fresh, especially the ones who just recently graduated or the ones who are graduating this year. We must try and do our part to also mentor them, coach them. Some of them might end up working for their own companies, some of them might require some kind of a coach or a mentor. And I think my own role I see now as a coach or a mentor. And I'm personally happy to extend my service to the Alumni Association in giving my time to mentor and coach aspiring young leaders who not only make a big difference in the companies that you work for, but hopefully in turn for the country as well. Because in an island such as Sri Lanka, we really need to make sure that we build potent leaders that will go on to put the Sri Lankan flag back where it belongs. And I'd love to welcome the junior alumni, the young alumni who's just joined the association. You've got a great network that you're joining, and make use of it. I welcome you on board, and we're always there to assist you if you need any help. And I really truly hope that you find success in whatever you're aspiring to set your targets on. And we are there for you, and I hope we'll get to meet each other soon. I'd love to thank everybody who's been part of my life from informatics, not only the lecturers, but Professor Alfred back then, and Ms. Naomi, current Dean, Dr. Gamini Wickramasinghe himself, the chairman, Mr. Hiran Wickramasinghe, the current managing director, and everybody else who's been part of my life from informatics, my colleagues, and everybody else who have crossed paths with, including the current alumni relationship team, and those who are still doing their part to keep on lifting informatics to great levels. And good luck to everybody who's listening to this, and I look forward to seeing most of you very soon. Thank you.
You will be pleasantly surprised to hear that IIT Connect magazine is published by the IIT alumni. These magazines will have a lot of information related to industries the alumni are working in, and also tech-related articles. You can also see messages from partner universities while you browse through this magazine. You will also be surprised by a huge collection of job opportunities appearing in the magazine, which will be helpful for you and your friends. These job opportunities are linked with your alumni portal, so it's very easy for you to browse through. Let's go on to a short commercial break. Stay tuned, we'll be back soon. Welcome back, viewers. Now I must share you a little inside information about this magazine. Don't be surprised. You can also appear in this magazine. Please contact Mr. Varuna at varuna.a@iit.ac.lk to be featured in this magazine and connect with many people. You can share your personal growth with others through this magazine. Actually, if you have any need in contacting the alumni office or the alumni committee, please go through alumni@iit.ac.lk. Now, let's have a look at what the alumni have to say.
Hi, my name is Hussein Shabir, and I graduated in 2003 with a BSc Honours in Information Systems from Manchester Metropolitan University at IIT. I'm currently a Senior Director and Global Head of the AWS Cloud Center of Excellence at Virtusa. For me personally, the time spent at IIT has been tremendously memorable. Apart from the excellent academic content taught by the outstanding lecturers, the camaraderie built with the diverse set of peers was unforgettable and everlasting. Although many of my batchmates reside in various parts of the world now, we keep reminiscing the good old days at IIT whenever we get a chance to catch up. I fondly remember presenting my final year project at one of IIT's most reputed events, the Cutting Edge exhibition. A British gentleman who was part of the university delegation and who visited this exhibition expressed his admiration and interest in my project and asked for the copy of my thesis to be kept at the UK University Library as a reference for future students. I felt this was a great honor for me and a testament that even though we were in Sri Lanka, we were equally, if not more capable as our British peers. In my third year, I undertook a placement at Opro Lanka and was awarded the best software engineer trainee for that year within the company. Similarly, in both the companies that I worked in post-graduation, I took in many students to complete their placement as well as some under the InfoScol program. We were extremely pleased with our interns who come in not only with the theoretical knowledge, but also with the experience of working in teams. This makes them more valuable as employees. In turn, we ensure that their talent is nurtured and leveraged to the fullest, thereby resulting in them leaving with the practical knowledge that they require in order to gain a competitive advantage in the industry. Actually, many of these interns and InfoScol students usually join us back as full-time employees after formally completing their degree program. I have been quite privileged to continue to be in close touch with IIT and the alumni during the last 2 decades. I have been a part-time lecturer for a few years now at IIT, as well as use every opportunity to mentor both students and alumni whenever they reach out to me. The Alumni Relations Office has also been very active, especially in the recent past, and introducing services like the WAV Alumni Portal that has been very beneficial to us alumni in networking with each other, as well as the job postings allowing students to find suitable opportunities in the market quickly. I would encourage all the alumni to register themselves so that we can benefit from our ever-growing community of industry-leading professionals. My advice to the present and future students or alumni would be to focus on what I call the 3 Ps: purpose, passion, and plan. What is the purpose of your career? What unique or differentiating goals do you want to achieve? And be passionate in what you do. Have a special motivation which will help you accomplish your goals. And of course, have a plan which clearly spells out what you need to do to achieve your career goals. Finally, don't focus on your career only to provide for your livelihood, but also as a tool that will allow you to contribute back to the society in solving its problems. I'm truly honored to be part of the IIT alumni community and would request fellow members or students to feel free in reaching out to me whenever needed. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Asanga and I was graduated in 2003 from IS batch. I was one of the students from InfoScol program, the first InfoScol program which was started back in 98. It was a 5-year degree program where we had to work as part-time employees while studying at IIT. IIT helped us in selecting some organizations, IT organizations in Sri Lanka, and I was fortunate to join IFS as a software engineer. That was the start of my career as a student as well as an employee. So being a part-time student, we work from Monday to Thursday at IFS, and Friday and Saturday were allocated for studies. It was not easy at all to complete a degree program while doing a full-time job as far as the organization is concerned, IFS is concerned. But IIT helped us in many ways, and they were very flexible, training us, grooming us to work as full-time employees in respective organization. Especially from me, from IFS also, I got a lot of help, and they helped, both IFS and IIT helped me in many ways to balance my work as well as my studies. So there were a lot of sleep and back-to-back sleepless night when assignment comes. So after completing our duties, after completing our office hours, then we had to complete our assignments. When assignment comes, there were a lot of back-to-back sleepless nights, but we enjoyed a lot. Right? It was not only me. There were a lot of my batchmates. We got together and then we completed assignments. That was a time that we enjoyed in our life. Well, when exam comes, I was in a boarding house near to IIT in Mount Lavinia. There were 6 of us. But when exam time comes, it was not only 6 of us. There were many. Half of my batchmates used to come to our boarding place. We studied together, played together. It was a time that we cherish even now. When we meet, we love to talk that, and we always remember how the time spent. Those are the good old days. While working at IFS, even we were never considered as part-time students or trainees. So we were like full-time employees. We were given a lot of responsibilities, and we were allocated for assignments and the projects, implementations. At some point of time, we were even sent abroad for assignments. So for that even IIT helped us. They were very flexible in allocation time and also advising us, right, how to do your job as well as how to balance your studies. So because of those things, actually we were groomed well, and we were, the entire batch, I would say, they became IT professionals even before we complete our degree program. So that helped us to become what we are today. Almost all our batchmates. If you take, most of my batchmates are now working in multinational global companies. Some of them are here in Sri Lanka and most of them are abroad, but still we are all connected. Today I am the managing director of Inivos. It's a business consultancy and a software development firm in Sri Lanka. The company was established a couple of years ago, but it has shown some rapid growth, and today we have close to 100 employees working for Inivos. So IIT is one of the sources that we hire resources, because we need good resources to cater the foreign demands and to deliver good project deliverables. IIT is one of the sources that we hire resources in Sri Lanka. So far it has been very successful. The main reason, in my opinion, would be they provide good resources. The course structure is well aligned with the industry standards, as well as it's well updated to the latest technologies and the business requirements. I have been part of the InfoScholar program, providing scholarships while at IFS as well as at Inivos. So I always collaborate and I always work very closely with IIT. I invite all the past graduates as well as the finalist students who are going to face the final exams very shortly to join the alumni, and we can build a good network. We can help each other, and eventually we can help the IT industry in Sri Lanka. You can always reach to me for further guidance or mentorship. I am more than happy to help you all. So please reach to me through the alumni office in IIT.
The alumni of IIT perform CSR activities along with the Rotaract Club of IIT and the Leo Club of IIT. If any of the alumni are watching this, kindly reach out to Mr. Varuna to contribute monetarily or by any other means to this project. You can help your friends and colleagues too through our alumni portal. As you know, many job opportunities are available on the portal. And dear corporate friends, y'all too can advertise your job openings at the portal where you can give your friends an opportunity in their careers. Also, the alumni are willing to help undergraduates at IIT by hosting bi-monthly webinars on different tech topics, and regarding these, please contact Mr. Varuna on note 7682 note 9762 or via varuna.a@iit.ac.lk. So now, let us go into a short commercial break. We will be right back. Welcome back, viewers. IIT has a huge advantage with the training programs with companies. Stack Academy provides IIT alumni with a 12-month training period. Also, Curve Up with Amazon, with the help of the US Embassy, has partnered with the alumni program about AWS free of charge. If you're interested, please contact Mr. Varuna on note 7682209762 or via varuna.a@iit.ac.lk. So now, let us see what our alumni has to say.
Hi, I'm Geetika Kure. I am the Vice President and Head of Identity and Access Management at WSO2. And walking in to this lobby, I think just brought back so many memories from years ago when I actually came here. I think I was straight out of school, straight out of A-levels. My dad and I were trying to figure out what my options were for higher studies. And we happened to go to multiple private universities because that was sort of my focus. And thinking back at it, I knew I loved technology and I wanted to be in the technology space. And I think I also wanted to be in the commercial side of the organization, like the business side of it, right? I knew I didn't want to become like a typical sort of software engineer. When I came to IIT, I spoke to Rosie. I'm not sure if she's here. I have a feeling she's still here. And Rosie took me through this program, Information Systems with Business Management, and that just totally called out to me because I felt like ISBM, abbreviated, it kind of married both of my areas of interest with technology and the business side of things. And then she spoke about past alumni of IIT. There were quite a bunch of folks from St. Joseph's College, which is where I studied. Some of our senior folks who have actually gone on to do really, really well in industry. And I think I was quite convinced that IIT was where I wanted to study. And later on, after meeting Rosie, my dad and I kind of spoke to my brother and his colleagues out in the industry. And when I mentioned that IIT was one of the options I was looking at, they immediately said, hey, if IIT and their program speaks to you, I think that is definitely an awesome opportunity, because out in the market and industry, IIT happens to be one of the top places organizations recruit out of, because because I think goes into IIT's history, because in IICS, which is what IIT was called back in the day, IIT was actually one of the pioneers in private higher education, and especially in the technology side of things. So because of its history, in comparison to some of the other private universities, IIT today has folks who are very senior out in the industry, technology or otherwise, who are now very senior folks in their organizations, who actually now give back, and they kind of see if they love folks out of IIT. We recruit them as interns, or straight out of university. They are ready for folks who complete their final year to recruit these guys, because they know the quality of folks at IIT. So when I just heard about all those positive comments, I knew IIT was it. And then looking back at it, my 4 years including my placement year at IIT have just been amazing, because IIT provided us with an amazing culture, a place which had a bunch of students, my batchmates, that had such amazing values, which I think also really rubbed off on me as well, because we have folks from varied backgrounds, all parts of the country, and a few folks out of Sri Lanka as well, who are studying with us. And and life at IIT was fun, because we were in the IIT basketball team. We reformed the IIT choir at the time. I think few years after, some of our junior batches, they formed the Rotaract Club. We had a very vibrant students' union. We had our Stagecraft, which was a talent show. And we had, with sports, whether it's basketball, rugby, hockey, tennis, and the sports meet, which was one, and with our 4 houses, Steve rocks. And with all 4 houses, with sports meet was one of those events we always used to look forward to rather. And and life at IIT was amazing. And to date, I am in touch with my batchmates. A lot of them are still really close. I consider to be very, very close friends of mine. And I'm sure they'll definitely be friends for life. And I'm so grateful for that. But another promise that I got, and that was absolutely fulfilled, were the career prospects. Because I remember, when I was looking for my placement, which is sort of third year, we have the industry placement or internship program, we had so many options to choose from. Some really cool organizations that came to IIT and pitched for interns to join them. Amazing companies, and we were able to send our CVs. I happened to be able to intern at Unilever in their business systems department, which is the IT arm of the Unilever Sri Lanka. And that 1 year, which was also extended by a couple of months, those 14 months were an amazing. It gave me such an amazing experience to see what it was like to be outside in the industry. And that learning kind of helped me with my final year and my final year project, which was also an amazing thing. That entire final year was so intense, and the final year project really pushed us to our limits, even just like crafting that final year report, where you have constraints on having to stick to a word count and do so much of research and fill surveys, and that kind of made you so versatile and ready for anything out there in the market. And after I graduated, I had so many options out there, and a dean and head of department, who at the time, and the head of department is now our dean, Miss Naomi, happened to send my CV across to WSO2, And I immediately got an opportunity to speak to WSO2 and interview, which was an amazing change in my life and has brought me to where I am today. And I'm super grateful for IIT because they kept that promise of ensuring that we as alumni, as IIT students, and have amazing career prospects outside when we leave and complete our degree. And you know what? I tried, and I see that on the other side of the fence as well, being in the industry. Because today, when I see a CV and I go through that CV and I see that this is an IIT student and IIT graduate, my entire approach to that interview completely changes. Because I know the values they have gone through, the hard work they have put in to complete that degree, and the type of well-rounded education and balanced education IIT provides. So, unless you really mess up that interview, there's a really good chance you're going to be recruited into that I would recruit you. And that's the trust I have in students coming out of IIT, and I'm really confident that is how the entire industry out there sees IIT as well. So my advice to anyone who's looking for a university for their higher studies, coming out of school, if you're not 100% sure what you want to be doing for the rest of your life, if you're not sure, don't worry about it, because you're not the only one. I've personally been there and done that. I know so many others who've been there and done that, have had that sort of experience, not knowing what it is that you want to do. So don't worry about it, first of all. Secondly, don't also go into things blindly, right? Today you have far more resources than we had back just a few years ago. Bit more than a few years ago, but there are a lot more resources today for you to do research on opportunities that are out there in the universities and the programs out there. So do your research and at least have a rough idea of the direction you may want to see your life progressing and where you want to see yourself in 5 or 10 years. Have that idea. Then when you go looking for universities, look for places that align with your personal values, right? Because there are universities who are a lot about party. There are universities who are hardcore just about education. You want a place that is balanced. Because at the end of the day, when I'm interviewing someone, I want a person who's well balanced, who I'm confident will be able to work with people from various backgrounds, cultures, countries, all of that. We want a person who's not just about working hard, person who works hard and plays hard, right? Has that sort of balance, and has a person who has really good individuality, right? Because all of that combined is what makes a company have an awesome culture within that organization, right? And that's the sort of person we are looking for, a person who can fit into that culture, especially at WSO2. Because for us at WSO2, culture is number one, and having the culture fit is sometimes as important or a bit even more important, because you can be the smartest person, but if you're not a good culture fit, you may not be able to join WSO2 or a lot of organizations out there, and something that we look for. So making sure the students at the university, prospective university, and the alumni and all of those align with those cultures and values that you believe in, it's also very, very important. You also should look at all the other stuff like that, the extracurricular activities, etc., because that's really important. Because you're coming out of school and you're in a controlled environment. University is not as controlled as school. There are not as many rules and stuff like that. But it also gives you this sort of stepping stone of getting ready for what's out there in the industry. Because out there in the industry, it's not a controlled environment, it's a world, right? So you want a place that will help you bridge from being in a completely controlled environment in school to what's out there in the market and out there in the world. And IIT provides you with an amazing foundation. And even while I was at IIT, I remember so many of our alumni coming and speaking to us and giving us an idea of what's out there in the world. Our lecturers were so cool, and a lot of them were from the industry, like they were not like full-time. Some of them were amazing full-time lecturers. Some of them were great part-time lecturers who are out there in the industry doing day-to-day jobs and coming and speaking to us about challenges they faced out in the industry, right? And preparing us for what's out there. I still remember that chat with with one of our lecturers, Sanjeev Jayaratnam, who spoke about, you know, organizations giving you a BlackBerry, because BlackBerries were getting a BlackBerry was a thing back in the day, and you know, he spoke about what that actually means and kind of preparing us for that. Amazing. And to date, I have still not forgotten that lesson, and I take it to. So having that kind of experience and getting that also really helps. So you know, that's about choosing the university, and obviously one place that's reputed, that's going to give you great job opportunities. And I've already told you, you know, how much of awesome opportunities are out there if I want to study at IIT. Here's a message for you once you are at IIT, guys. These 4 years, soak it up, because it's going to be some of the sort of formidable years of your life. Years where you get a chance to kind of get a feel of what's out there, but also experience camaraderie, you know, make friends for the rest of your life, folks you might end up working with out there, you know, people you might end up spending the rest of your lives with. So many of those from my batchmates, amongst our batchmates as well. And it's a lot of opportunity to learn and become and really craft the person you want to be out in society, out in the world. It's not just about studies. It's also about all the extracurricular activities that IIT has to offer. Take it all in, soak it up. You do not want to, you know, go down 5 years after IIT and turn back and be like, oh man, I should have done a bit more extra stuff outside the studies, because that's a regret you should not harbor. Right? It's not worth it. So take it all in, soak it all in, and absolutely enjoy it, because, you know, at the end of the day, those memories are what matter. And I'm going to square with you. IIT is not perfect. And actually, come to think of it, no university or no place out there is perfect. It isn't. And if any organization or university tells you they are perfect and that they're going to prepare you for everything that life has to offer or that's going to throw at you, that's a sham. Just run away from it. If you're looking for a place that prepares you for anything life has to offer, that's going to be IIT. That's what IIT brings to the table. It prepares you for anything. It makes you a well-rounded individual, right? From, you know, I recall the first time we had to do a presentation at IIT. And I remember myself and my batchmates, how their first presentation was. I still remember it to date. And then IIT made us do presentations every other week after that. And then now I recall, you know, those same guys and girls, their final year presentations, right, after their 4 years, they had improved, we all had improved by leaps and bounds, from our communication to our confidence to the presentation skills. You know, our soft skills had just completely changed and transformed. And I can't think of, you know, so many other places out there that's going to give you that opportunity to really craft that person you want to be out there. So take it in, soak it up, take all of those presentations, all those opportunities to improve your soft skills, take it all seriously, right? I think they have a module for communication skills. You know, we didn't take, some of us didn't take it as seriously, but thinking back at it, that was one of the most, we had so much of fun, but it was also some of the, you know, most important foundation aspects that are going to be so useful for you right out there. So take it all in, enjoy yourself. It's very, very important. Okay, and IIT prepares you for anything. And, you know, I joined WSO2 for sales, and being in a technology company and in sales, you know, it's not easy, because there are very, very technical people telling you, you know, about their products and how we sell it. But I was never afraid of the technology. I went there confident that I can grasp the technology aspect. That's fine. I just need to learn how to sell it. And I learned all of that. And many years down the line. Today, I'm not in sales. I have the opportunity to lead one of WSO2's product lines, one of their business units that's basically taking one extremely technical product to market in the identity and access management space. I have the opportunity to work with some extremely technical folks, help them translate that technical capabilities of a product and craft a go-to-market strategy out of it, right? And so that more organizations are able to, buy our products and experience the value that WSO2 brings to the table. And, from a salesperson to leading a product business unit, if you told me a few years ago, I would have never believed that I would have been able to transition from one to the other. But, thinking back at it, it is absolutely the foundation that IIT provided me, and the skills and the knowledge that IIT provided me that has brought me to where I am. Obviously, so many other things as well, people, friends, family, all that, yes. But that foundation that IIT provided to me is absolutely priceless. So I guess my final message is to us members of the IIT alumni. I think there's the IIT alumni organization has finally set up a platform for us alumni to interact with each other and get to know each other and help each other out. So I guess my request is let's all get on the platform and give back to IIT and because of all that IIT has helped us in our careers and our lives. So let's be sure to join the IIT alumni platform and even with it's on the platform or outside with your alumni member or still a student or a prospective student of IIT, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm on LinkedIn, Geethika Kure, or on a bunch of the other social media platforms as well. And reach out, and I'd be happy to provide you with any assistance or advice that you may require. So thank you so much for listening to me jabber on, but I hope it adds some value to your careers or lives. Thank you, and all the very best to you. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Anuja. I'm Anuja Hiniduma. I graduated back in 2011 at University of Westminster program. So currently I'm working at HCL Technologies and I'm overlooking kind of $100 million portfolio as a senior manager in BFSI. Yeah, back in the days we were doing our bachelor studies. I used to remember people used to have drag races in the Marine Drive. So it's kind of a very fond memory that I have, and all the Fridays ends up with we are being in the pool, having a little bit of booze. So that's kind of fond memories that I have about IIT. So IIT is a place with a lot of industry opportunities. So when we get to IIT, we are given a lot of opportunities to choose jobs from very high-profile organizations in the country. So we start with a 5-year internship. That's the InfoSchool program of us, plus the Sandwich program of us, 1-year internships at reputed organizations. So those organizations come to us when we are nearing our placement years. So they will screen us for their positions available with them. So, and after that also we are like, all the international companies, the multinational companies dished out their opportunities for IIT students, because we have a lot of people working in global companies. We have a big network, so that is also advantageous if you are being an IIT student. Yeah, IIT InfoSchool program is a very good win-win program for both employer and the employee, because employer-wise we are getting a dedicated, in-touch, trending resource for 5 years to work with them, and we can groom them for 5 years, continuously monitored and continuously improved, and it can be deployed as a very trustful resource anywhere. Plus, for an employer who is undergoing the InfoSchool program, having the opportunity to learn things like in an incremental and iterative way, that is really important for unbroken 5 years, because people take decisions to move out of companies in short times, but this 5 years will groom them for a next industry leading person. I mean, like, it will groom up them for the next front runners in the industry. When you talk about the IIT Alumni Network, it's like a world map. So they are distributed all around the world: America, Southern America, Europe, Australia, the ASEAN side. So when we talk about the alumni network, we are having friends from all over the country, world. So it gives a lot of benefits for us to have the multicultural taste in our lives, and to multicultural, multidimensional opportunities that comes from the industry as well. So it's a great opportunity for all the IITians to make this contact with all the alumni network who is distributed among all other countries and even in Sri Lanka. Yeah, when we talk about the Alumni Association, they have done a great job to bring this to a accessible platform. So we have the platform with IIT Alumni, so that we just have to access that to get in touch with all these industry leaders from who are at IIT and now who are at the very diverse locations, diverse locations. So this is a kind of a great platform that they have built to get in touch with all these people in a more reachable, more technological way. So I think they are doing a very immense job, very good, immense job to bring this to life. I invite all the young graduates who are graduating to join with Alumni Network, and it's going to be a great journey with, I know it's a good journey while you are doing the IIT, and this is a great journey. When you come to the Alumni Network, you can have like it's like multiple dishes in your table. I can say like that. So I'm going to wind up this by saying, inviting all the people who are currently undergoing IIT to join with the Alumni Network after completing their studies. And I think you are welcome on board. We are here to welcome you. So let's start a nice journey with you all.
If any of our undergraduates who is tuning in needs a guest lecture or is in need of a support class or mentoring, you can also contact Mr. Varuna on note 76 82 09 762 or via varuna.a@iit.ac.lk. And you can also reach out to the alumni office at alumni@iit.ac.lk. Let's watch what our alumni has to say.
Hi, my name is John Sri Skandaraja. I'm a past IIT student. I graduated in the year 2018. So I followed the Bachelor of Software Engineering degree here at IIT. And now currently I'm one of the co-founders and CEO at Alexa Technologies. We are a software development company based here in Colombo, Sri Lanka. So IIT has been a great place for me. I think choosing to do my degree here at IIT has been a great choice. I have a lot of fond memories here at IIT throughout my stay at IIT here. I had been able to participate in events and had opportunities to get involved in clubs and societies like Toastmasters and IEEE. IIT has helped to groom me a lot. The experience I got at IIT, the education that I got at IIT has been really great and immense for my whole career. Being part of the IIT Alumni Society has been really great for me. So it has been over 2.5 years of graduating from IIT. But still I have been connected to IIT especially through the alumni network. So the alumni network has helped me to network with a lot of past IITians, IITians who have finished their degrees before me, 5-6 years before me. I have had the opportunity of networking with them, talking to them, getting to know their experience and stuff like that. So I believe the whole alumni network has helped a lot of past and present IIT students and students to network with each other, to get connected with each other. Especially even a student who just graduates from IIT has the opportunity of networking with a lot of past IITians. So these past IITians are doing very well in the industry today. So it gives an opportunity and it brings a place of where people can connect and make connections, and these networks and connections help a lot, especially students who are going to graduate or who are finishing their degree have the opportunity of finding jobs through this alumni network. And also there are a lot of webinars that take place to help groom the students, even the alumni. We have people from our alumni network come and share the experience and the expertise, and that helps everyone a lot. So I believe and also the magazine that comes every quarter, that also highlights a lot of activities that take place within IIT, and it highlights stories of past students as well. So I think the whole alumni network is very useful. So I would like to encourage everyone, students especially who are going to complete their degree, students who are finishing their degree, to always join this network, join this whole alumni network. You can contact the alumni office if you want to join. And there are lots of stuff that you can contribute back to your university who has given you so much. So I would like to encourage everyone, please join this network and community, get to know each other, make a lot of friends, make a lot of network, and this is a great place to be. If you're a student who is graduating, or even if you're a past student, if you need any assistance, any help, any networking or any advice, you can always contact me. You can always reach out to the alumni office and get through me. I'm always ready to help anyone who needs anything. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kaumudi Gunathilaka. I'm currently working as a robotics process automation engineer at Wiley Global Technology. I joined IIT back in 2014 and I graduated back in 2020 as a BE Software Engineering graduate affiliated with the University of Westminster. My IIT life is a little bit enjoyable and funny experience, challengeable. And when I step into IIT, I knew nothing. But when I step out from the IIT, I had a lot from here. So as a student life, being first 3 years of my life, I have been a full-timer, and for the third year, I received my placement. And after the placement, I received offer from the company that I worked. And after that, I have transferred my degree for the part-timer. So then I have learned from IIT for almost 5 years as a full-time and part-time student. So I have the experience as an info school batch and also with the full-time batch. So the full-time life experience is really enjoyable, because full-time we are at IIT, and we had a really funny batch, and we had batch trips, and all the lecturers, all were very supportive, and we were doing lot of extracurricular activities. From that we learned a lot of things like accepting challenges, organizing, leadership, and different roles of life that we have faced with this IIT life. And I was in the IIT netball team as a sport woman. It was really enjoyable memory to me becoming a sporty girl. And even IEEE as a societies and as student union, we have done a lot of things like doing stagecraft at Nelum Pakuna and organizing different hackathons and different technical events, inter-university events, and participate in different events in different universities like Uwavellas, Sabaragama, and it was not. Since it's a private university, people might think that they won't have opportunities to work with the other universities, but we got that opportunity and we experienced a lot. So with that experience, we moved to the industry, and industry life is always challengeable as a placement student or as a full-time professional. So as a placement student, I received a lot of challenges since I worked in John Keel's group, IT. So then it's a very challengeable time, but the experiences, the learnings, the exposure that I have taken from IIT, it helped me to face those challenges, identify people, work with stakeholders, and a lot more things. So back after the graduation, even I received an opportunity to work with IIT as an alumni, because I joined Alumni Association, and for the past year back in 2021, I was the Assistant Secretary for the Alumni Association of IIT. So there are a lot of things that we have engaged with IIT and alumni. As an alumni, that we have cooperate with all the alumni and what IIT can give for their alumni, because IIT have a big alumni base. I think more than 10,000 alumni base is there from back in 90s, 20s, and 20. Now we are in 22. Now we have graduates from back in 90s. So we have very senior resources in Sri Lanka who are working in different high positions in the globe even. So I had personally opportunity to work with them as an alumni association, and we did a lot of projects on that, especially the careers project. The objective of that project is the people, the students who are stepped out from IIT, even the professionals who are alumni of IIT, if they wanted to switch their jobs, if they wanted to have different career changes, and if they wanted to find a job, that's the platform. And we have opened the alumni portal with the open vacancies. Every time it is updated. That is a very good opportunity to all the students of IIT, even to come and find their jobs through alumni portal. And even we have the network groups. Even if they have any questions, they can ask from us, and they can discuss with us. If they have any if they want any career mentorship, always Alumni Association is ready to support them. And even we had the last year the migration webinars that for the students who wants to migrate for at least as a student visa or as a job visa or any type of PRs, the way of migration. Even this year we are having a plan to have a workshop on how to do these things, and the opportunities to open. That's a very good opportunity that as the graduate from IIT, they have an still opportunity to work with the IIT and get more benefits of their degree. And also we had these technical awareness sessions like webinars, technical webinars, and these awareness sessions we are working as the Alumni Association in collaboration with Alumni Relationship Office at IIT, even the alumni branding. Still we are doing alumni brandings. We are giving them a personality. We are giving them a personal branding opportunity as from the Alumni Connect magazine. That would be a great opportunity to all the alumni. We are inviting alumni if they wanted to connect with IIT Connect magazine even. Please come and discuss with Alumni Relationship Office of IIT. Anytime we are ready to brand yourself. If you have a startup, if you come up with a new innovation, if you have won some award, if you wanted to, if you selected to a PhD, that will be a finest opportunity to brand you and let us know who you are, and we would like to show it to the world that who you are. And also we are having some other programs like alumni gatherings, alumni that funding events, even to get to know each other, different batches, and who are the best alumni. And if you wanted to create contacts and create networks through the associations, that will be one of the best opportunities that you can receive from the Alumni Association of IIT. So as a past students, as alumni, and I would like to request all the final year students, the students who wants to join an IIT even, come and join. For the final year students, please come and join Alumni Association of IIT and work with us. Always keep in touch with us anytime. If you want mentorship, if you want support, if you wanted to find even a sponsorship for your events at IIT, even students, we are inviting to you to work with us. We have a lot of resources, and we have a big resource group which we can give you more support than any other colleagues, any other universities of Sri Lanka. And even if you wanted to connect with me, if you wanted to have a chat with me, if you wanted a mentorship with me, because I would love to help new students to give mentorship, even if as a student of IIT, or even if you have doubt to join IIT even from the outsider, please come and have a chat with me. We can give you more guidance because we were the people who studied from here. So we can give you more guidance, and please reach out to alumni office, reach out to me through alumni office and work with me, have chat with me and have a discussion with me anytime. So thank you.
I would like to take this time to thank the alumni who has joined us as judges for Cutting Edge 2022 competitions on behalf of the organizing committee. We really appreciate your time and effort. As we have limited time constraints, it is time to wrap up this session. I thank you all for tuning in with us on this show of our successful IIT alumni. Stay tuned for more items brought to you by the ITV. Have a great day.
Hi everyone. So today we have Dilum De Silva, who is an iOS developer at Hector Group, New Zealand. So Dilum De Silva is an alumni of IIT, and he engages with various aspects when it comes to the community. And in the meantime, he is also a community lead for the Colombo Flutter community, and he does that on the weekends. And he is also a co-host in TechSide Chat that happens with GitHub Stream team. So Dilum, thank you for coming for today's session, and over to you.
Yeah, hi Vishal. So first of all, thanks for having me. So I think all of these events, Cutting Edge, and whatever you guys are organizing, again, connecting my experience at IIT and connecting my days at IIT. So I'm really glad to recall them. and being able to contribute to those kind of events, because those were the days that we cherished at our university, right?
Yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, so I guess the whole plan of this event or this session is to give you guys an idea uh, what you guys as being how you guys should prepare yourself, right, in order to face the industry, or in order to start with the industry. So I don't have a lot of details, but I would highlight 5 things that really helped me and that I really see in a in any person that I'm looking into as my mentor, or anyone who have succeeded in the industry, like any famous guy. So I believe they have these 5 qualities. So I think that will also help you guys to whoever watching this session, or listening to this session, to kind of model themselves into that, and be prepared for the industry, because industry is nothing but, again, just for some guys it's 5 to 8 job, or it has different formats, but right. So we should be talking about something generic, because whatever it is for you, you should be able to achieve the success at the end. That's what everyone of us as professionals expect, right? To maybe to go up in the ladder with promotions, or maybe become the next CTO, whatever your dream job, right? So yeah, so with that, let me quickly share my screen.
You can
All
see
right.
your screen.
All right. So I consider this stuff basically when the team reached to me. What I did was, I just go ahead and gave it a while to think what I did when I was in the at IIT in my finals, or maybe in the second year, right? So we had the pleasure of we had the opportunity of talking to a lot of lecturers. So all right, guys. So uh, when I got the invitation, right? When I heard from the organizing team of this cutting edge, so they were asking me to when they asked me to do a session based on what you guys can think, and how you guys can be prepared for the industry, right? So I was thinking, right, what sort of information I can share with you guys, because there are always mentors that I'm looking into, right, that I'm trying to um absorb the qualities from, and also there are leaders and certain set of my favorite professionals, right, that I'm trying to study and understand their qualities. So then I thought it has to be something very straightforward as well, because uh, industry is something that is we are not able to give a particular definition to the industry, right? These are the skills. It is not like a war that even when you are going to the war, you don't know how many magazines that you should have, right? It's the standard set of magazines that you are taking, which can which your uniform, or whatever the costume that you are wearing to the war can uh, have, right? So the same way, so I came up with this topic, which is get yourself ready to IT with 3Bs and 2Ds, right? So basically you might be thinking, what is this 3Bs, right? So 3Bs means I want you guys to be and become or follow these 3Bs, right? Bs means BEB, right? You want to be um, these 3 qualities, and 2Ds are please do these 2 things, right? So all over my session, right, I'm going to discuss about these qualities, because that is what helped me to uh, become the professional that I am today. And also I hope these good qualities will help you guys as well. So yeah, moving on, a small introduction. I think we shall also already introduce myself, so I'll won't spend a lot of time here, right? So I'm Delum De Silva, and I'm currently working at Hector Group New Zealand, and I'm also a lecturer, visiting lecturer for multiple universities, and I do tech speaking, and I also work with the communities like Colombo Flutter community by Google, and also GitHub community by GitHub, right? Yeah, so any one of you want me to like contact me, so you guys have the QR code, scan it, and I think you guys are pretty much familiar with QR codes these days, right? With the current prevailing situation in the country. So yeah, so moving on to the one of my favorite quotes, right, that I thought before we discuss about anything that we should follow or we should prepare ourselves before we get into the industry, right? I thought sharing this with you guys because this is one of my favorite quotes, and in multiple books, you guys will uh, meet the same quote, right, in different versions. Sometimes a little bit of adjustments, right? Success doesn't come to you; you go to it, right? So this is from Marva Collins. A very what do you call? This has a very deep like meaning. So if you guys interested, you guys can explore internet, right? There are a lot of discussions, definitions to this quote, right? So basically it says, like, success doesn't come to you, that you have to work and you have to go to it, right? We believe that at some point we will be successful, right? It is not going to happen. So that this means if you want to achieve success, that means you have to find it and you have to go to it. That means that is you who's reaching the success. No one else or no other any factor is giving you success, right? So yeah. So my first B, I said, like, I have 3 Ds and 2 Ds, right? So one of my very first advice, or the like piece of information, or whatever the step that I can, if someone asks me what are the best things that you guys can do if you are a person who's in the maybe the second year before an internship or something like that, or else if you are the person who's ready to be get the title as a professional, right? It can be a software engineer, business information system guy, BA, whatever, right? If you are the person who's jumping to the industry in next month, or like in the near future, right? I highly appreciate, I highly recommend you to follow these 5 things, because I still follow that, and it's working. And while talking to a lot of other professionals, I felt this is kind of a common factor that most of the successful people also follow, right? So be skillful. That's the very first thing, because wherever you go, it can, whatever the title that you hold, right, into your profile, you have to be skillful. What I meant, because it's not something like you have to be good at cricket and you have to be good at programming, and at the same time you have to be uh, good at something like speaking or maybe some other skills. Nothing like that. What I want you to understand is be skillful. As per the description says, make sure that you have a set of skills, right, that you can claim confidently, that you can claim, these are my skills, and those are my go-to skills. So that is like, it can be unique and it can be common as well, because something like programming can be common, right? There are a lot of good programmers, but you should be able to identify what is your skill, and you should be able to like tell anyone confidently, if someone asks what is your skill. Maybe it can be a very small thing, uh, a thing like reading a documentation of a new technology and understanding what it says, right? Because that there are people who still cannot, even though they are very up in the ladder, right? A senior guy or a senior folk, someone like that, but still they are finding difficulty to understand when something is in a documentation. But they understand when it's taught by, or it's shared by a human. So it's like, if someone is like doing a session, they can understand it, but they cannot grasp that knowledge from a documentation of a technology. Take it as Java or something like that. So from that kind of a very simple skill to, like whatever the very complex skills that you have, whatever it is, you should find that, and you should be able to confidently say about it, as in, like, you should be confident, okay, this is my skill, whoever, I know the in and outs, right? So there should be something like that. If you don't have that, don't worry, because you have enough time to explore. But target based on the second B that I'm going to share with you guys, right? So which is be passionate, right? So passion is something that we all have, but it's a matter of some people know it, right? Some people doesn't know what is your passion, right? But some people exactly know this is my passion. That is what I should work towards, right? So I would say this why I didn't put this at first. So I was thinking you guys are entering the industry, right? It is not as when you are in uh, your universities at any degree program, right? So I was thinking, so first you need to have some sort of skills, right? Because in an interview, right, if you go to an interview, right, if you say that you don't know very basics of programming or whatever after following a 4-year degree program at a reputed university, right, that is not going to give you a ticket to the industry, right, a ticket to that particular to claim that to get hired as that particular person who they are looking for, right? So that's why I put the be skillful first, because you need to have some set of skills, but that's okay. You if you cannot claim it confidently that if you don't know the in and outs, this is where you can start working on it, because after certain period, right, while working on the same thing, you should be able to see the in and outs. You should be able to understand the bigger picture of the particular topic, and also become more skillful, because you need to practice. So this practice working towards the same thing for a long time, and all of that comes if you are passionate only. Because if you don't like to play cricket, you cannot play cricket, right? It is very, you have to go to the gym every day, you have to hit the gym every day, right? You have to practice every day, right? You have to study same way, you have to study the theory related to the sport, right? And also you have to meet a lot of coaches, and you have to meet a lot of mentors, right? You have to learn a lot of things, how you are going to bowl, how you are going to play a shot, right? The same way if you come into the IT industry, right? If you are not passionate in mobile development, right? If you don't like websites, right? Basically, if you are not the person who see little detailed things about the websites, web development or whatever, right? If you are the person, if you let's say you are passionate about web development, right? Someone is saying that they are passionate about web development, but they are not ready to explore the new technology that was introduced to the JavaScript or whatever the main technology stack that we have in web development, right? So if you are passionate about web development, you have to be the guy who's always keen about exploring, right? Explore is one of the things that we'll come to it later, but for now you have to be the first person who's going and reading them, and you have to be the person who's subscribing to the blogs and multiple other information sources that gives you latest update about web development. So that's what I believe passionate, and also that doing that should not get you tiresome, right? So it has to be, that's why I in the description I have said follow your passion, which can make you sit and work for hours and you still enjoys, right? So still even after working for hours, right, even after working for hours as in like developing something or a website or a mobile app, it can be anything as per your passion, right? So after working for the same thing for hours, you should not get tired, and still you should feel like, yeah, I enjoy it because I learned something and this is a new experience for me, right? And also when you are in the industry, please select a particular job, right, job title or whatever, um, that you can simply say I love what I am doing, right? If you have selected something that like just for money or the price tag that they put up, like put on with the vacancy, right, it's not going to be very easy, because it has to be always that I love what I'm doing, right? Because in IT industry you don't know what are the certain challenges that you are facing in the future, right, with a particular feature, or it can be a particular request from the client, right? Whatever it is, if you are passion only, you can handle that stress. Otherwise you will see a lot of discussions, right? If you look at Google, right, so there'll be a lot of discussions about IT professionals, right? Folks in the IT industry getting stressed, right? Because of this factor, because of that factor, right? And as a conclusion, always it is come to the point, right? It's because they were attracted because of other features of that particular job, right? It can be the price, or it can be the salary that they have, like put on with the job vacancy. It can be where it is located. It can be in US. It can be in some other country, right? The facilities that job role is giving you, right? It has to be not that. It has to be always passion. Maybe when you're following passion, you will see you won't see a very quick what do you call we don't know how far it is to success, right? It is vary from person to person. So that's what I'm going to say. So when you are following, for some people, when they are following passion, right, they will feel like, okay, I'm not reaching that level because that I'm just doing what I love. And let's take it at salary, right? At certain point, after working 1 year, 1 year and 6 months, you will feel, okay, even though I like this particular pathway, right? I don't see that I'm getting promoted or something like that. That's the point that you should be, like say yourself, right? Talk to yourself and, like convince yourself that I should work on this, because it's when you are passionate, it is not about any other thing. It's all about becoming the most skillful person for the first point that we discussed, right? Becoming the most skillful person for what you are passionate. So look, understanding the in and outs, and you should be able to, like basically teach what you are passionate about to another person without any doubt, right? So yeah. So the next one, the last B that I have, be humble, because this is again something that I wanted to highlight, because when you always in the industry, then and when you are following the first 2 points that we discussed, becoming a skillful person and becoming passionate, right? So this passion and following the passion, making you a skillful person, can like push you into a very like experienced, very famous, or maybe well renowned, and I don't know, we call them the senior folks, right? So very famous, like have a good demand in the industry, right? So once you become that person, right, this is the third skill that I'm asking you guys to practice from the beginning, right? Because every day we are improving, right? When you are improving, when you are taking every step, right, there's a step that you already passed, right? Even think about that ladder, right? Think about normal elevator, right? When you are going from the ground level uh, to the second floor, you have already passed the first floor, right? The same way, when you are passing the first semester and entering to the second semester, you already have the experience from the first semester. So it's the same when you are in anything, right? In your life, even like you first become a kid, and then you become who we call child, right? You get into the school and you complete your school education, then you have this all of this experience, O levels, A levels, right? If you're in Sri Lanka, right? And maybe high school, right? Then you become the person who's having the university experience. Now you're at a point, maybe entering to the internship. That means you have completed a certain set of years at your university, or else you are entering to the industry. You have completed your bachelor's, master's, or whatever the degree that you are following, right? So at that point, you are a person who's having the experience with your previous step, right? So why this quality gives you this is a quality that you should practice. Why I believe this personally, because when you always go up, right, you have to always keep in your head, right, that you were a guy in the previous stage, right? The every ladder, like has a lot of steps, right? So if you remember the previous step only, you can, like when you have reached the up, if you look at a person who's keep what do you call climbing the ladder, you should be able to recall the things that you did and help the others, right? So that's why I said try to become a person who's always shine and bright and make bells and whistles, right? You can be that guy, right, who's always who's the person who's the go-to person in your team, the best developer in your company, or maybe the companies are looking to hire you, right? Once you in like set your status to I'm I'm available for a new job. The companies are reaching to you. You can be that guy, but right? But you has to be always the person who's reachable, because think about a situation when you were looking for a mentor, right? When you were in a question or something like that. Our teachers, right? Our lecturers, the senior folks, some of the people that you have reached maybe during your FYP, maybe during your second year project, right? They were always reachable, right? They didn't, they didn't block you from reaching you. They didn't block you from reaching them, right? So what if your lecturer did not accept your invitation for a meeting for the second year group project, right? You did not you will not complete it successfully, right? In the same way, what if your supervisor, like he said, okay, it's a matter of it's decision, right? There's no uh, particular hard fast rule that supervisor should meet you every week, right? Every week for this amount of hours, right? What if your supervisor give you only like 10 minutes just to give an update, right? That was not the scenario, right? The same way, what if when you are reaching to a industry expert for your evaluation, what if he says, okay, I don't have time because I'm busy, right? Can you reach to someone else? What is the feeling that you will get, right? So in the same way, that's what I said. So you have to be reachable first, because whatever I know every one of us have different schedules, but apart from your schedule, I still believe every person should have time for another person, right? Because if you are the person who grow with the community, and if you are the person who grow with a particular culture that helped you to grow, right, you should always return the favor to the next generation who's following you and coming after you, right? So, and always you should see the importance in others in different levels. That's what I said. So after years, right, after 5 years, maybe 10 years in the industry, you might be becoming the team lead, right? But still, you were the guy 10 years back who was the junior developer, and who was struggling to do the basic things that is relevant to your team, right? So if you are humble enough, only you will be able to see the importance of the junior, and also see the importance of the mid-level senior guy, and also see the importance of you itself, who's leading the team, right? So there's importance and there's a value to each level everywhere, right? In this whatever the industry you jump into. So be humble and accept the importance of others as well. Yeah. So with that, I would like to conclude the 3 Bs that I was talking. So first, become skillful. That is what get you hired, right? Then become passionate. That is what get you promoted, right? That is what get you going, right, in the industry. And be humble. So once you reach a particular level, don't become the person who's very busy or not reachable, or like very you think that you are the guy, right? So that is not going to work, because IT industry is a very nice and like very friendly. We have a very friendly culture everywhere you go, right? People are helping, but you will face with like people with other qualities as well, but do accept them, right? You become the person, you become the best version that you can become, and always follow these 3 Bs, right? So moving on to the 2 Do's that I have. The first one, I want you guys to practice, right? Even though you quit the industry, right? That is explore. So even our life is exploration, right? So you explore things at certain stages, right? If you can recall, right? As I said in the previous slide deck also, at your different age groups, right? So you explore different things, right? I think when you are a person, when you're completing your undergraduate level, right? When you are a person who's graduate and looking for a job, that experience that you have and the things that you have gained is because of that exploration, right? From your teenage to from completing A levels to completing the degree program. Now you have a particular experience, right? How a person can, how does a person can complete a bachelor's degree, right? So you have that experience. How do I write a FYP? How do I write a particular report? How do I deal with lecturers, right? What is university academic system? It is not spoon feeding you as when you were in school, right? So so this experience is a result of exploring what you were what you can explore at that stage. So the same way in the industry also, it can be relevant to technologies. It can be relevant to the things that you can do, right? Your pathway, your way to success, or whatever you are, how to achieve your dream job, dream level, whatever the dream package that you are planning, ABC, dream company. What it can be anything, right? Whatever it is, do explore, because the point that you stop exploring, right? At the point that you become okay, I am very comfortable with. You have to become another thing that I want to highlight here. You have to be comfortable with the uncomfortable stuff that you meet in the industry. So the challenges are always not comfortable, right? It is not a comfortable feeling, right? So it's a new thing. That's why we call it challenge. We don't know what is going to happen, right? So if you are not exploring, so after some time, after some point, you will be outdated, right? You will feel okay if you are the person who's sticking into, say for example, right? Nowadays we have, let's say, Java, Python, right? We don't know in the next 20 years, still you have to become a professional, right? To maintain your life, and to manage with your expenses, and you have to have some earning, right? So it can be IT, or it can be, I'm talking about a person who will be in IT in the next 20 years, right? So we don't know whether our entire systems will be rewritten in some other ABC language, right? That is introduced in the future, right? So if you're a person who's exploring, you will always see the dots that can appear in the future, right? So you will be able to gain knowledge, and you will be able to keep up to date, right? So that is going to help you to not to become that outdated person. So that's why I said we should never stop exploring, because as human beings, we are still searching for similar beings in other planets, right? If even that exploration hasn't stopped, why we should stop as ourselves? Why we should stop exploring in this particular small arena, which we call as information technology, right? Industry. So become a good explorer, right? Again, you can apply the three things that we discussed about the exploration point, right? Do explore point, right? You can again become passionate when it comes to the exploration, right? You can you can see all of these things are connected, right? It is not a linear thing, but exploration, again, you can connect to passionate, right? Your passion, and it helps you to gain skills, right? Again, everywhere in this particular discussion, the most important thing, you have to be humble, whatever the heights do you achieve, right? So with that, I'll come to the last point that I have, which is do networking, right? Do network, right? So networking, I mean, always, what I believe is, wherever you are, right? Always you should be able to talk to people and make new friends, right? For me, if you ask me, like how many friends I do have, right? I don't know, because I have talked to many different people, whoever I feel like talking, right? Wherever I go, I will talk to people, and like try to understand them, or try to start a discussion with them, because there are a lot of things that you can learn from others. And the same way, when you have good friends, there are a lot of I wouldn't call it benefits, but there are a lot of advantages having a lot of friends. And like it's sometimes hard for people who are not used to start a discussion with another person. But I would recommend you to, when you are in the industry, right, with all of these four things that we discussed, go to a person that you don't know, right? What I do, right, when there's a new person joins our team or our company, right? Nowadays, we don't have the luxury of meeting folks sometimes personally, like physically, right? But I do them meet and greet, what do you call, meet and greet, right? So I just schedule a meeting, right? I check for their schedule and find a free time. I just go for a, like very how do you call it, a very not a regular, a very casual chat, right? I just talk about myself. I'm telling them, right, I'm from Sri Lanka. This is my culture. This is what I am doing in the company. So if you need any help related to this particular area, please do reach to me. I'll be happy to help you, right? The same way, I'm trying to understand where she or he's from, right? What are the responsibilities in the particular job role, and at which point I can reach to them, right? Without being awkward reaching them for a help at the very first time, right? If you initiate this discussion, right? If you network with anyone initially, so they basically become your friend, right? I'm not talking about the best friend or sort of a confidence level, but if you have talked to a person, it is nice that when you are reaching them the second time, right? So please do improve this skill as well. I think that is gonna help you in a lot of ways. Do not forget, don't be that person who's, like, who just go to the office, do whatever the work you have, and just, just limit yourself to the team that you are working with, just talk only the office stuff, because we don't know that even at this stage, or maybe at your late 50s, you will meet your best friend, right? That is what book says, right? If you have read a lot of the books that is talking about the successful professionals or whatever, right? So most of the book says, right, they have met their best friends. So whatever the person that you are sharing or cherishing, at some point, like, you will be cherishing your memories, right? Experiences that you have, right? So yeah, networking is important. So that's the point that I wanted to highlight. So yeah, with that, I would be concluding my session. So it's very easy to keep in your head, right? We had 3 B's and 2 D's, right? 3 B's are: first, become skillful. As I always saying, become the skillful person. That is where your profile will get some value, right? Be the skillful person. You should be able to confidently say, I'm skillful on this. That is my skill, right? I see I can help you, right? So that has to be there. That is what get you hired all the time, right? And be passionate. After some time, if you find the passion, if you don't know your passion, what is your passion right now, right? Find it, right? Work on it, right? Try it, and if it is not your passion, change it, right? Again, trial and error, right? Basically, we call it. So once you find your passion, right, please work for it. Because for example, I always have in my laptop, right, the lock screen message. It says, work hard on your passion, right, as it's the last bus of the night. So it's basically telling you, if you know that is the last bus of that particular night when you are going home, right, you will do everything to catch that one, right? If it is the last transport option that you have, right? So the same way, work towards your passion in that way, and be humble. Whatever the heights that you reach, be humble, because you cannot all of a sudden achieve a height, right? It is a continuous progress, right? And also step by step journey. So each step has a value. Recall always, when you were at that level, what was you accept the importance of every level, because in IT industry, it is not a one-man job, right? It is a teamwork always, right? So everyone in the team is important. Without a particular person in the team, we won't be able to successfully achieve it, right? So it's not only you, it's everyone's effort. And the do's, right? 2D's that we have: explore always, right? Even you quit IT, right? Please don't stop exploring, right? It can be whatever the topic that you are attached to at that point in your life, right? Do explore, and also do network, because good friends and people connections comes very handy when you struggle to do something, or like when you are trying out different options you have in the industry, right? Yeah. So that's it from my end for the session, right? If you do have any questions, anything else that you want to discuss further, right? Any suggestions that you want, feel free to reach to me, right? You can simply Google my name, Dilum De Silva. You will get all the what do you call contact details. And also in the first page of this slide, I have shared my mobile number, contact details. So I'll try my best to answer all your questions. If not, I might be scheduling a meeting with you guys if you have anything to talk. And also, please do submit feedback, right? So I always prefer hearing what you think about what I said, right? So because there can be, even for a definition, there are multiple, even for a particular theory or whatever, there are multiple definitions. So why not it be same for my session, right? So please do submit your feedback, and you can scan the QR and submit as well. Very few questions that I have there, right? All right, with that, I'll hand over to the organizing team. Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, see you.
Yeah, so since you wanted feedback, let me give it to you right now. So thank you very much for the session. It was very insightful, and I believe so. I am currently in the workforce, and it's something I can definitely apply. So being passionate, being skillful, and being humble. So those are a few driving factors we all can apply regardless to the domain. So yeah, with that, I would like to thank you for allocating the time to come and conduct this particular session. So thanks a lot, and thank you for the time.
All right. As I said in the beginning, thank you very much for giving me a chance to speak at the very familiar events that I was experiencing during my university days. Yeah. I'm thankful to the organizers and all the lecturers or academic staff who's behind this event. And and I'm grateful for the IIT for having this every year, and delivering such valuable connecting the juniors with seniors, or the guys who in the academia with us who's in the industries. Yeah, I'm really grateful for that as well. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Have a nice day.